Okay, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign, September 2025. Your horoscope is about those eclipses moving through your money houses. This is going to be a massive pivot month for you that sends your life in a financially different trajectory. We're going to break down how this financial trajectory looks for you, as well as cover other changes in the sky, including some super sweet action with Lord Mars, giving you some boost to your career and some change. Let's go into how the sky looks as we break it down week by week, including those two eclipses in September, the September 7th and 21st eclipse. So welcome if you're new here. My name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac, full sign houses, and I love those fixed stars and minor asteroids. I put a lot of detail with my everyday readings for you, my weekly, monthlies and stuff with those asteroids because the devil is in the details. So if you like that kind of content, it's very fun to produce for you. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And by the way, I am teaching astrology. So when I give you this month ahead forecast, I'm actually trying to help you time your best life. I mean, the whole goal here is to move in alignment with the sky, not against it. You don't want to hit the pitfalls when you can avoid them. And so you want to use the lucky opportunities when they're there. So hopefully astrology for you can be a guide, even general astrology like this. But if you want to learn to read your own sky and time your own best life, please think of joining me in September on the 27th, which is a Saturday. We start a 6-week in a row Saturday live classes with me. Of course, replays available, housed in a teaching platform to keep forever. We also have a Discord group and a Facebook group for private community and meeting other astrology learners in the course. And we also will have a weekly Q&A call and 4 guest teachers in astrology giving us modules that are optional, but you also get to keep them in different astrological topics that I am teaching. So we'll have 4 guest teachers coming aboard as well. And those are all the fun ways we can learn astrology together. And if you're into learning to time your best life, this class helps you sky read. Basically, you learn to read your chart, learn how to use some basic timing tools in astrology, so you can do your own kind of best timing without my help on these videos every day. All right, so let's get going. Let's bring the sky into focus. I'm going to show you the chart of the sky, and then we're going to go through it week by week, literally each separate week. So 4 weeks of understanding what the story is all about. So I'm going to open up that chart for you now, and here we have it. This is your ascendant. See the ascendant, 2 degrees of Aquarius. Now, honestly, when we're doing your sun sign, you're thinking about your sun being here, or your moon sign, your moon being here. We pretend the moon or sun is in Aquarius in a first house placement. It's called derived houses, and we turn the wheel. Another thing to consider about this is that your ascendant is your avatar kind of in the simulation of life. It's if this was a video game, that's your character you're choosing, the embodiment of some character. And so often we find the ascendant is circumstantially quite accurate. Your sun sign and sun in general is about career and purpose, but it represents the game player in the simulation, not the character. So it's a more core essential nature of who you are. And then the moon and moon sign is how you feel and think about the life that you're living. It's kind of your mind, body, emotional complex, but it also represents matters to do with your home and home life. Eclipses to the moon will change your home, right? Eclipses to the sun can change your career. Eclipses to the ascendant, for example, can change your entire reality. All right, so let's get going and let's begin with the beginning story of the first week of September. I've been saying this in every video. The first week of September is not easy, nor is the last week. So we have a kind of bookend of hard start, hard finish. And the reason it's kind of difficult is because of the square from Mars to the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is like Santa Claus and fairy godfather in the house of health, work, pets, and rentals. You are blessed here. He's going to bless you through till next July. He has a capacity to give you really good fortune when it comes to your work environment. Like you could have, or you could get the best employees or servants, raises and promotions. Bosses love you. The work is prosperous and magnanimously large. You expand your work, right? And your job and your service. So this is a positive for the work story. And top of that, Jupiter here is really good for your health. He will point to health matters, especially digestive and how to improve them. in this sky, he's also going to protect your health. And if you have a challenge, he'll find a solution. And this lasts until next year. And he's here all of September. He's not heading anywhere. One thing I think about Jupiter in this kind of sky is that he's doing his best to be supremely, super heroically positive in his exaltation sign, if not over the top. And yet he's dealing with a bossy, gnarly Mars as the whole month begins, right? Here's Mars in Libra, squaring Jupiter. Jupiter's stronger by many counts. He has a superior angle on it. He's got a superior placement. And Mars is in debility, or what we call exile. So Mars is weak. So Mars isn't going to be able to put up too much of a fuss. But here's what I'd worry about. The first week of the month, you're going to find things where you are going to want to expand and grow and bite off a lot of work, for example. Maybe even a really great opportunity regarding property rentals or something. And suddenly Mars is like having a hissy fit and trying to push back. And he's doing that from the 9th house. For example, you have a lot of work you want to get done and you're so excited and you're going to bite off a big chunk. And wait a minute, Mars is in a travel house. Do you have to travel somewhere? Why are you traveling? I don't know, but there could be a travel story that gets in the way. There could be a glitch in the publishing stories. He's in a house of publishing, especially book publishing. There could be glitches in legal matters to do with law and lawsuits or legal fine print. There's just something holding something up. And so Mars is just going to give you a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 day window of time. It's kind of really tight and exact right here. Oh, really, Lori? You're moving by hours? We're moving by days. We'll do that for you. I promise we'll get it right. About here, right? This is the epicenter on September 4th. So it kind of goes into Labor Day weekend and then goes to September 4th. And by the 7th or so, it's done. It definitely looks like you might have some kind of holdup with travel, or maybe some difficulties with communications to do with writing, communicating, publishing, and something to do with Mars is like ending, cutting, severing, and Jupiter's expanding, growing. So you might want to wait, through this window of time before you like launch some ambitious project. Having Mars in your 9th house is very like going to court, going to battle, going to fight for the good fight of legal justice and something. For some of you that may resonate. And if that's the truth, or that's the case, or even visas and passport matters, then he's in debility and he's not doing his best job. He's a little bit unbalanced. He could literally go over the top. Reminds me of the border control officer having a hissy fit and saying, you can't cross a border or something. Hope that doesn't happen to me. I'm going to be crossing a US border. But this energy here is kind of wait and let it ride. Like, don't push it. Don't try to override what looks like a time of decision-making that could go askew for you. And Mars is in his Libra detriment where he's uncomfortable. He started there August the 6th. So all of August, you've been feeling this crunchy feeling, and he leaves that part of the difficult sky on September 21st. The only value is he's flowing to your ascendant. He's giving you motivation, but the motivation and inspiration or action planning, passion that he might try to open up for all you Aquarians can be out of balance, right? All or nothing energy. Like, okay, I'm working all day and I'm not, that was me yesterday. I did 7 videos for you guys yesterday. I was toast. I was so fried. That's Mars getting like, I'm inspiring the Aquarius to do a lot of work. And like, I was just fried. So this is the problem with Mars. He'll motivate you, but he won't have balance, right? Now, moving into the second problem or challenge is that Mercury will square Uranus in that first week as well. Mercury will move into the sign of Virgo, where he's been, and by the way, in your long-term love and commitment house, clients, audience, marketplace, back and forth retrograde since June, right? And that was me pulling back on my Sky Reader class and changing the dates twice at least. So that's because my audience keeps getting different bits of information. I keep changing it. So for you, this is going to look a lot like a potential a breath of fresh air to see Mercury leave the significant other audience, client, marketplace house of your sky. And on September 2nd, he slides into the 8th house. Now, he's in such great dignity here. This is wonderful for your finances. Okay. This is great for taxes, accounting, bookkeeping. It's really fantastic energy for you when it comes to like chunks of money, like commissions or ad revenue or royalty income, this sort of participatory shared resource monies. And it doesn't come, it's a chunk of money. It doesn't come because of a salary or in particular, or, that kind of vibe. So he will be very precise here and very effective at making sure things go well. And that's going to be true through the entirety, mostly of September, well, until September 9th, until September the 18th. Okay, when he moves to Libra. So it's a really good financial window of time for you, very accountant-like, actually. But he's going to starts off with that square to Uranus, and it might be about a romantic love partner, a child, and there's an unexpected surprise that comes in the form of information or news. It can be a child's revealing something to you, say an adult child that surprises you. It could be a lover or romantic partner doing the same, especially with the word secrets. So secrets spilled from children and romantic partners that surprise you. There also could be the energy here of a financial surprise, and it may not always be negative. Uranus is in the house of good fortune, where speculation and gambling can create financial wins. Mercury's in the house of investments, but also chunks of money. Although squares are considered difficult, it could also just be exhilarating, and it requires immediate action. So who's to say? Maybe you're going to indeed have surprising, shocking news about unexpected good fortune, like winning money, for example. But there's a bit of a maybe money surprise or a declaration of a secret of something unknown from a fifth house type person in your world, right? Again, I said children, romantic lover, partner type things. When we move into the 7th of the month, we come into the eclipse. It's lunar, it's total, it's powerful, it's blood red moon kind of vibe. Now, the 7th of the month, this eclipse is not unfamiliar. It'll take you back to eclipses that happened also in 2007 in the fall. And it also takes you back to last September, when there was a kind of very light version of this, that we had an eclipse back then, a lunar eclipse on September 18th last fall. And this energy is back again in its big boom energy. I like I should call this the big boom eclipse, right? Because it's total and it's intense, and it's in your second house of money, earnings, and resources, and dietary and food style. Now, an eclipse here of a moon is very revealing. A blood red moon energetically is like, look what you didn't see here, right? Look what thing that you needed to understand, know, or see. However, it's also fulfilling and completing things, as all full moons do, but it's kind of cliche on steroids. There is a lot to be said about this, because Lord Saturn is here, and he's the Lord of your sign. Indeed, on September 1st, Saturn will retrograde back into your second house. If you go back all the way to 2023 March, that's when he entered your second house. You might have had to have dental work, teeth problems. I did. I had my first cavity in like ages, just a small one though. And, also, but he's like, oh, I'm going to order your finances, organize your savings. I'm going to create more solidity in your money and earnings and resources. And he did for me. He got me to incorporate, thank the gods, because Canada's tax rate is abominable. I would be paying 60% in taxes if I hadn't incorporated. And so if you think about it, you like this guy here. He's your good guy. He's the Lord of your sign. He's not a malefic for you. He's your Lord of your Aquarian nature, your body, your mind, everything else. And he's going to do something good for you. He's going to try to help you with your money, help you with your dietary habits, styles, and patterns. This is not to be feared. Eclipses run out 6 months, and it's blessed by Lord Jupiter. Jupiter is flowing to the actual eclipse. Jupiter is supporting the eclipse with abundance, with prosperity. And these are Artha houses, or work and prosperity and material success. So you're going to see this activating material prosperity and success in some fundamental way, and better health through dietary changes, because there's a revelation. The reason I say dietary is Jupiter rules the digestive tract, right? So the stomach in particular. And so this could be a really powerful shift of energy around better health through knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and really a major change of dietary habit. If you go back to 2007 and 8, did you change your dietary style? Some of you might have. Did you also get more money coming in? It would have been like halfway to 26, 7, and 8, that kind of vibe. Now, I can tell you, I did come into a chunk of money. We'll get to that in a minute, because chunky money and increased earnings and changes there are both a very strong story for you. Like some of you may have experienced 2006, 7, and 8, kind of with the last time this eclipse cycle worked this way. But don't be afraid of it. It's blessed. You could get a new possession that involves pets when in the 6 months after the eclipse. You could get a new rental property when in the 6 months after the eclipse. Those are some possibilities. And a new job and more earnings and all that good stuff. So it's a positive eclipse in many, many ways. Lord Saturn says it's lasting, enduring, it's stable, and it's worth your time and effort, right? It will serve you. whatever these financial and work blessings are. All right, moving into the September 7th to 14th timeframe, we're having a lovely week. It's positive. And we have the sun sextiling Jupiter, and that is like a very powerful, positive, sunny, good day. Here comes the sun, John Denver vibe. And the sun is in your money house. Again, chunks of money that you don't earn. The South Node can suggest you might want to rely less on that kind of money, to pull away from it, to not rely on your investments or on your 401k as much. I don't know. It's something like that, but it doesn't have to be. The South Node can just represent where destiny is pointing you, and fated circumstances will arise. So with the South Node and Mercury and the Sun here, and now they're all talking to Jupiter, it's like a little bit of a blessing on a money front story somehow, but it will be connected to an ability to pay off a debt, pay down a debt, maybe secure an amazing loan at a low interest rate, refinance something, or just get some kind of financial positive experience, maybe connected to things you're aligning with in your work, right? So there's that. And then on the similar time frame, that week, watch Mercury bump into the sun. Mercury and the sun will join at 21 degrees right here. And this Mercury Sun conjunction is very important. It's like divine intelligence headquarters, the sun, looking at things in the hidden place of the 8th house, looking at the occult mysteries, dead people, numerology, tarot, all the weird woo, paranormal, looking at your money, finances, chunks of it, money you share with a partner or a spouse, money you can come into through windfalls, through sudden chunks of money showing up. And having this cazimi here, or conjunction, indicates a reset button. But on the day, which is September 13th, there may be some kind of phone call, text, email, or insight or news coming. So really watch that day for something positive, and understand, because Jupiter sextiles it, it is indeed positive. Not every conjunction brings good news. And it could be good news about your health. It could be good news about your rental situations, your pets, good news about your work. And the other energy about that is it's 6 weeks at least. It runs out like 6 more weeks. You'll feel like it's unfolding its story over time. So it's not just the day of, but it does indicate something positive on the day of. As we move into the time of the future, let's go forward. We're talking about the week of the 14th to the 21st. Another positive week unfolding for us. Starting as early as the 11th of September, Venus and Mars begin a cosmic dance together. You'll see them here on the 15th, but they're pretty closely together from the 11th to about the 19th. And in those 7 or 8 days, the 11th to the 19th of September, we have Venus with a desire. Venus is always attracting what she wants. She's a desire magnet, and she wants something in the 7th house. She may want popular appeal with the marketplace and audience. So for me as a YouTuber, it would be like a viral hit on YouTube, or some kind of success in marketing and selling something to you guys, But she also could desire more love and romance and affection and fun with a significant love partner. And she is in the sign of Leo, where she's on her entitlement throne. And by the way, just to get a lay of that land, she entered the Leo area of the sky on August 25th. And she blesses your 7th house of committed love, audience, marketplace, clients until September 18th. So that's a beautiful time for those blessings to be there. And she wants to unite. That's her job. And Mars is usually the separator. But in your 9th house, he'll try to fetch her wishes. You might want to unite with a love partner through travel to distant, far off shores and foreign places. You might want to sign a legal contract regarding matters to do with publications and book publishing, and Mars will fetch that. You might want to learn or teach, and Mars will fetch that. Mars is very strong in Libra if you're writing like publications, Libra library book. And so again, Mars will fetch that. Venus is the goddess of all of the arts. So there's a lot of excitement here. I do think that if you're single and looking for a new love romance story, this could bring it because you're traveling internationally, because you're involved in a learning or teaching setting, and you might get into a new relationship on this storyline. And I wouldn't say it's that bad, because Mars is doing Venus's bidding. So even though he's in detriment, she's instructing him, you see. I like it for new romance. It can heal a chironic wound also around traveling, writing, communicating, and belonging. a belonging wound, particularly when it comes to matters of your local environment, your neighborhood, and your local friends and establishments, and you may be feeling wounded there, or a writing wound. So, for example, for me, maybe I will finally get from my agent Eileen a darn book proposal done, and she'll be like, "Hallelujah!" And here I am, mid-September, and she says, "I think I got a nibble. I think I got a publisher for you." That'd be a fast track, but think better, stranger things have happened because ninth house is publications. Now, watch Mercury on this storyline. Watch as he is going to get closer to the end of your eighth house of chunky money. About here, on the 16th, 17th, into the 18th, he comes into a argument, difficult opposition, tug of war with Saturn. Normally, this will constrict communications. It'll be like difficult to communicate something, or you will communicate something with responsible, heavy, and serious energy. Mercury's strong. He's in his dignity. He's in his kingdom. So he's got the upper hand. Saturn is just saying, whoa, slow it down. Be careful. If you're going to sign a legal contract or any contractual things regarding financial dealings, then you're going to have Saturn saying, pause, slow, wait, consider the long game, long range commitment levels you're looking at here. Okay. And what else can I say about it? Mercury does rule your house of good fortune, where you can have that sudden lottery win or something, and also the house of children. So money agreements with children, lovers, or connected to things you want to do with big financial fortune. So I'll make a stupid story up. Imagine I win the lottery, and then I want to say, take the money that I win and give it to a financial management company. All right. This would be wait, slow, do your research, think about it first. Don't rush headlong into anything. Just as example, your kid wants to borrow money, wait, think, structure the loan, So that happens. But what happens next is Mercury moves over into here and holds the bottom of a beautiful kite of success. And the kite is being held in the ninth house of legal, court matters, higher education, universities, foreign land, shores and travel, visas and passports, and book publications, etc. And holding it here, Mercury in Libra library book. He's good up here. He doesn't mind Libra. And he's talking to Neptune, imagination, fantasy, storytelling, photography, videography, YouTube Reels, Instagram. Those are all Neptunian videography platforms. And essentially, or photography or modeling, I mean, glamour, Hollywood, Neptune's holding the tip of the kite, like it goes to the heavens, that's reaching the sky, and it's in your third house. It's great for writing, marketing, selling, communicating, and teaching success. And Mercury gets his hand on that darn handhold and lifts the kite up, and you've got support from Pluto, and you've got support from big players, right? In the house of entrepreneurship and creativity and innovation and freedom and breakthrough, Uranus, in your house of your own potential power, transformation, and transpersonal gravitas, all lifting a kite up. So it could be many different things. For someone like me as a teacher, it could be success in my Sky Reader enrollment. It could be a great success in some YouTube video or my publishing deal with my agent or something like that. So just making examples because I'm an Aquarius rising. Then remember this kite. Remember what I described about it. Don't change, keep it in your mind, please. Why? Because the sun is going to join that later on. Okay, we're going to do the eclipse next. And as this kite is lifting off, watch Mars opposite a Chiron. There's a profound healing around dharma and purpose, and then communication, writing, marketing, selling, teaching, and learning. And a profound healing around belongingness and travel and community and purpose. I mean, there's a thing going on the side here. Now, when we get to the eclipse that happens on the 21st of September, it is partial. It is a solar eclipse. The sun is not completely blotted out. It's going to happen at 28, 29 degrees of Virgo. I think it's actually 28 degrees and 58 minutes, which is a household name degree. And 29 is a fame degree. But either way, there's a energy in your eighth house of that financial unearned income, new beginnings, and fresh starts. So when this kind of eclipse happened last time was fall of 2007. And in my life, that fall, I sold a piece of real estate that was extremely prosperous for me. And I allowed for a big chunk of money that came to me to sustain me for several years. And then I actually spent it studying with shamans around the world, but whatever. Money comes, money goes, right? So don't be afraid of this South Node part of the story. Everyone is, you don't have to be. Because Mercury rules your house of good fortune as well, there is something about it that can be surprisingly, shockingly fortunate. So a solar eclipse is opening up a doorway for you, an entry point, a hallway to go into it. But you have a South Node to let go and release and surrender something. For example, I surrendered my livelihood. I had been working as a psychic reader in my 30s into my early 40s. And because of that, I just stopped the work. I started to explore spirituality, enlightenment, shamanic world stuff. And so you can let go of something as you receive something. You know that old adage, right? You're clutching your hand, your fist is grasping, you can't receive. Similarly, the South Node helps you let go in order to receive. You can let go of your egoic identity structures that don't work for you. You can have a bit of enlightenment. You can let go of childhood wounds, ancestral patterns, and past life karmic storylines under the sky as well. So this eclipse at 28, 29 degrees of Virgo on the 21st is positively supported by Lord Jupiter. Both eclipses are. Jupiter is an applying sextile to this eclipse. In other words, it will be a benefic or positive story. And it could bring you new livelihood, new work, new rental opportunities, new pets. It could even bring you a new home. And that's because Venus rules your house of property and real estate, and she's with this storyline. The downside of this is Venus is in a detriment called her fall. And you would want to be careful here regarding financial matters to do with spousal money, shared resources, and inheritance monies. Money from a spouse, money from widowhood, money from inheritances, money that you don't drop the ball, right? Because Venus is in her strong suit here. She's fallen. Fallen planets are not dangerous in any way, but she's making do with difficult circumstances. Money could fall apart in matters of love and struggling over financial matters with a love story person. Venus is the exaltation lord of your earnings while she's falling in your chunking money as an eclipse opens up a portal. Yet she is hooked up to a square to Uranus. So there's a bit of a shock or a surprise that is coming through, and it does indicate financial surprise or a surprise with a child. So there's a compromising part of this eclipse. I'll give you an example. Some surprising development around fertility with a child, or a child gets pregnant and you didn't expect it, or a child needs to move in with you and you're like, whoa. Those are things that are sidebarring off of this eclipse. Solar eclipses can take up to a year to fulfill themselves, but I find a month before, 6 weeks to a month before, and at least 3 to 4 months afterwards, you pretty well got the lay of the land. 6 months at the most, you know what this is about. Actually, with solar eclipses, I find 6 months. After 6 months, you should know what the story really is. Okay? I would give you one more bit of advice. I do like that Saturn can see the eclipse, and Saturn's going to have something to say about it. He is your dude. So all said and done, Saturn will stabilizing and has a stabilizing energy on what is trying to happen here. He's got some sage-like nature. Sometimes there's no such word as sagacity. I like that name, that word. Is it sagacity? Well, being a sage, okay, a sage, having wisdom, having serious and sober-minded understanding of reality. That's your Saturn at the opposite of the eclipse. I would trust his judgment on things. I think with Jupiter and Saturn helping out, this is a positive story, more or less. Okay. All right. And then moving forward, after that, we see the next handhold on the darn same kite. Don't overthink this, okay? I explained the kite to you. Go back and listen to Mercury as he's here on the 18th, 17th, 18th, doing the kite. Now, Sun is just redoing the kite. We lost your sign. I apologize. You're just going to have to trust me on this. There it is. There's the Sun. The Sun is saying, I'm doing the job that Mercury did with more force, more strength, more light, more brilliance. It's really a good little trio up here coming off the eclipse with a new moon still formed there to say something around September 22nd, 23rd is going to be successful when it comes to passports, foreign travel, international success, legal and court case matters, book publishing deals. higher academics, universities and colleges, teaching and learning, success. Sun is fortifying everything, and it's a fresh start. New moon energy still playing out there, and it has, are you a storyteller, a film writer, a movie maker, a glamour one, a photographer? Do you have your imagination that you really want to cater to it, and you want to create something here, right? Communicate from a Neptunian perspective. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'll be teaching Sky Reader a few days after that, but I don't know. It could be a new element in my YouTube channel because I'm really thinking what I want to add. I'm thinking of adding new things to my channel that are more along my super woo and my mystical side. So keep in mind something good is in this kite. You have 2 passes, and it's got a beautiful capstone of transpersonal energy here with the outer planets in play. Finally, I can't move the thing forward very easily, but Mars moves into the 10th house. In his dignity, he'll be strong in Scorpio from September 22nd to November 3rd. You're going to love this energy. It's passion, drive, commitment, and not commitment, passion, drive, hard work, focus, ambition, motive to get shit done in your workspace. You could quit a job under this, right? He will, indicate the possibility of ending or completing something as well, because you want to stop doing that thing, quit that job. Some of you may do that. Just want you to know that. But if you're not that, you're the other way. You're like a passion machine. You're getting things completed, done, and you're working hard. Sure, he does square Pluto at first, and that's the hard part of it. Power struggles, maybe some kind of difficulty, September 22nd to the 25th. In which you're having to battle against somebody else's will. And this power struggle, willpower struggle, is you holding Pluto, and Mars is somebody else. Can be a boss, an authority figure, a father figure. Mars square Pluto, if you have a potential father figure, ailing and elderly, great granddaddy, maybe there's some problems with that person as well. Mars is, potentially indicating something like that on the side, but also, I don't know. To me, it's more like, wow, like who the hell is pushing your buttons and what are you going to do about it? And Mars is pretty strong up here. Or the commitments and the hard work you're doing on September 22nd, 3rd, 4th, you're kind of hitting a burnout, and some Pluto power in you is like, wait a minute, like downtime, let's cut out of here. Let's go solitude out with, time alone. Whatever it is, it's not easy, but it's also motivating because squares are like dynamic, unstoppable willpower to get something done, but it's crunchy. Okay. It's crunchy as hell. So there's that September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And that's what we've got for you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. This is the old Canadian English Dictionary Oracle draw for every sign. They've been uncannily accurate. What word is the word for you that is going to help you out in the month of September? And the word I landed on is opportunity. Well, I would say there is financial opportunity for you because of the House of Good Fortune, Uranus activation, and connected to the House of Chunky Money, and also the beautiful Jupiter stories in your work house. There's all kinds of financial and work opportunity blossoming for you guys, Aquarians, in the merry month of September. Don't forget, come join me in Sky Reader. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing, as the cliche goes. And I will see you guys, I hope, on the next video. I'm getting my new laptop by the 3rd week of September. The camera is blurry. It's a little bit because it's got some damage, I think, to it. So I know, guys, I'll get a better camera. I'm just in my window at my new place. See you on the next video. Ciao, everyone. And share this video, please, if you liked it with friends and family. I'd appreciate that.